back to our investigation. I still have yet to find a title for this series, but good morning for the one or two people that are on at this time in the morning. Hey, this is the only time I have really to do this series, so we're going to be doing this consistently in the mornings. I have been toying with the idea of going onto Twitch and doing this, and then uploading that video to YouTube at a certain point. I'm on the fence about that one, so I just know when we're streaming, Twitch is typically the better platform to be using. So I just do this on my free time, and I think it's fun. So I'm glad you're here with me. Good morning. It is November 30th, 2022. It is the last day of November, right? Is it? Let me check my calendar, right? Yeah, my God, tomorrow's December. Guys, 2022 went by fast, didn't it? Well, these whole pandemic years really went by really quick. I'll tell you that. It just feels like, is it just me, or am I the only one, that messes up the years? Like, is it 2022 or 2021 or 2023? I remember talking to my mom a couple days ago and just mistakenly thinking it was 2023. I can't keep track anymore. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, we are here for our Beethoven series. We are walking through every opus number from start to finish in chronological order. And this is kind of more of a selfish project that I want to do for myself, because I already know a majority of his big works, all of his sonatas. I know most of his string quartets, all of his symphonies, his concerti, you name it. I probably know it, except the ones I don't. So that's kind of the whole goal behind this series. This is a selfish thing. I was going to listen to these originally by myself, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do like a little video series of me like reacting and listening to all of these other pieces, all of his other publications, for the first time? Because I know the man so well. I've read so many biographies of him, and I've listened to so much of his music that I figured, it'd be kind of fun to go online and record my reaction, because that's the thing to do these days. So, I'm sorry I'm not as animated as some other of these content creators are. I'm just me. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to be overly dramatic, and I'm just going to be a normal person just reacting to the stuff. To the extent of my credentials being, having 2 music degrees, going through a third, going from a PhD. So, there you go. So, all right. So we are currently on Opus 4. We skipped, by the way, this is a really important note. We are skipping the pieces I already know. This is not your fault, though. So, for example, the sonatas, and the symphonies and the concerti. I already know those pieces, so we're gonna just skip over those. And I also have done several videos on a good handful of his sonatas. Not all of them, but I might get to it at some point once I actually have. Those videos take a lot of effort to produce. And I'm just looking at my time. I have like a commission that I need to get going with. So I am busy. I am very busy, but I really enjoy doing this stuff and sharing with you my sharing our experiences together, and just observing and reacting at the same time. So we are on Opus 4. This is his first string quintet, if I'm correct in saying that. This is 1795, so he was 25 years old. Old Louis was. And let me get over to the screen. Very fancy animation. You like that? All right. So let me just make sure everyone can hear, right? We had a problem with that on the first video of Opus 1. Had to have been Opus 1, right? Where I had some really decent reactions. But everything should be fixed. The sound should be working. I should be clear as day, hopefully. And look at him. He's oh, Louis, when you're all 30 years old. Oh, you're so adorable, you little bastard. All right. Yeah, you become an absolute asshole in about 10 years' time. All right. You crazy bastard. All right. I love Beethoven. It's just, meeting your heroes, if you brought him back to life, would I have wanted to meet him? Absolutely not. He was a complete dickwad. I mean, come on. No. Maybe I would have had like a socially distanced interaction with him. just because I wanted to probably escape as soon as possible. Anyhow, enough about him. Let's get on to his music, shall we? E flat major. My God, another piece in E flat major. Holy crap! This is like the 5th piece in E flat major. The man cannot escape this key. When will he stop writing things in E flat major? We'll see in due time. All right, so I've not heard this piece before yet. I don't know how many movements there are. Though, if I'm cheating a little bit, looking at the chapter cards, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 movements. So first movement's probably going to be an allegro, just like everything is at the time. Allegro, it's not a form. Second movement's probably going to be a slow movement, but we'll see. I'll give you my predictions along the way. All right, let's get started. Beethoven String Quartet, E flat major, opus 4, 1795. Here we go. I guess I should back up to the very beginning. What's the orchestration of this? The orchestration's 2 violins, 2 violas, and the cello. Now, a string quintet can have several different orders of instruments. You could have, for example, you could have any combination of these string instruments. You could have you could have 2 violins, a viola, cello, and a bass. You could have 3 violins, a viola, and a cello. You could have 1 violin, 3 violas, and a cello. You could have so many different combinations of these instruments. It just depends, I guess, really how what the conventions were at the time and what the well, to be honest, I really don't know. To be honest, I don't know what convinced him to do this orchestration. Seems to work fine. Anyway, nice little introduction. Theme. Let's get back to where we were. Bring back the main theme. Motive, I guess. Sounds like he's modulating. No, not quite. Now he is. Okay, now we're on the dominant. Ooh, goes to C minor. Or not. Okay. Okay, there's the exposition. Nice little exposition so far. I don't really have too many words for it. I guess I really like the motive. The motive is memorable. Yeah, that's a very memorable motive. I like it. That's a strong motive. Because before, if I recall, a lot of his motives weren't very memorable or very strong, so to speak. They were kind of very subdued, very subtle. So in this case, it's I think it's more akin to what Beethoven's going to inevitably become in terms of his style. He has lots more. His motives are going to be very rhythmically active. And coming back. See that you always expect it to go to C minor right there. Very good 4-part writing right here. This chorale style. I like this. It's like a little wave going through all the instruments and then just dovetailing them together. It's nice. Contrary motion. Very good. All right, development section. Oh. Okay. Ooh. I love that. Feel C minor. No? Oh, where is this from? This is a fragment. I love it so far. It's good. Fantastic. Great bass line. I always love Beethoven's bass lines. They're so original. They just noodle. They just are so idiomatic as well. Okay, I love bring back the main theme. Or the motive, rather. Okay. Okay, he's on the dominant. B flat. Uh-huh. So we're expecting the recapitulation to come back soon. Oh! I don't know what key we're in, but it's very remote. Okay, cadence. Ah, recapitulation. Perfect. We're home. See, once you understand the language of sonatiform, it's so fun to just. It's like a recipe, if you like. And once you understand how that recipe works, that formula works, it's fun to anticipate where it's going to go. It's the difference between passive listening and active listening. I'm always anticipating. I'm trying to anticipate where the composer's going to go next, and I always like being surprised. It's easy to follow. Yep. Gotta keep it in E flat. Uh-huh. Up a little bit up. Lovely. You notice also how just a small little notational thing. I just have to pause it here, just for future composers. Take a look at this triple stop in the violin right here. You'll notice that the G is written as a quarter note, and the rest are written as half notes. That's a very, very careful detail by Beethoven, and also composers of this time, just good composers in general. The reason you do it like this and not as like all half notes or all whatever is because you can't play. You can only play two strings at the same time. So this is just a little attention to detail kind of thing. It's not necessary. Sometimes you'll see them written as grace notes tied, or two grace notes at the same time, written for a double or triples or quadruple stop. But anyway, just something I just noticed. Let's continue. A little small detail, notational detail. Nice. I love how all the entries are staggered. So you can hear all the entries coming in, kind of like in a canonic style, if you like. There's a 6/4, 5/7. Okay. Okay, here's our 1. I feel like we're in the the coda right now. It's my inkling. I wasn't paying too much attention. Yeah, definitely coda. I'm expecting a big run to the finish. Yeah. Oh, that was nice. I love that end. I love the deceptive cadence right here. Listen to that. Isn't that fun? That's really nice. Whoops. Yeah, you expect, and then, you expect something like that, but I love how it does a little deceptive cadence, little. And then he does the, whatever, to end it off. Very nice. Very nice. That's a healthy movement right there. That is a healthy first movement. I liked it a lot better than the one that we listened to yesterday, the Opus 3. The Opus 3 was just too long for me. It was just too much major. So, um, it was only until about the last movement that I really started getting interested in the piece. So, but so far, very strong, very strong. I say this was a very healthy movement. It was nothing I would take away. Well, I guess the takeaway would be the little motive. I would be humming. We start seeing that little motivic repetition that Beethoven's really known for. His motivic building of these little cells, these little building blocks, these little Lego pieces of musical material that he likes to craft his music out of. Mozart didn't do that. For example, Mozart was much more of a lyricist in that regard. He usually liked to craft beautiful, effortless melodies. And Beethoven could do that. It was not his thing, though. He was perfectly capable of writing a very beautiful melody. For example, just take like, whatever. From Opus Piano Sonata 27, the second movement of Opus 90. That's it. So he was able to do this. All right, so second movement. What's my prediction the second move's going to be? Obviously, it's going to be a slow movement. I'm expecting. I really hope it's a little bit more interesting. Let me see. So it's going to be a slow movement. I don't know if it's going to be. What's my guess? Is it going to be like a really slow movement or like an andante, like a largo or grave? A largo, adagio, or a grave, or something like a little bit more lighter, more flowing, more moving, like an andante. Knowing him so far, I'm probably gonna go with a slow movement, I'm gonna say. I hope for God's sake it's not grave or largo. It's probably like an adagio. I'm gonna guess an adagio. What's the time signature? I feel like it's probably gonna be like I'm just gonna say 2. Let's say it's 2. It's in 2/4. And the key, what key? Well, I would love it if it was in C minor. I mean, because that would be the relative minor of E flat. So that would just make sense. But what is it probably going to be? I'm going to guess it's either going to be a B flat or A flat. That's my guess. I would be blown away if it was in C minor or some other key. All right. Well, let's find out. Let's see how much I get right. Oh. Okay. So the only thing I got right was the key. I knew it was going to be in B flat. So that's the dominant of E flat. So that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Okay. It's in 6/8 and andante. Okay. Let me just look through the first couple measures. Okay. Well, this looks a little bit interesting. A little more lively. Let's take a listen. Okay. It's one of those falling asleep pieces, isn't it? Everything's very predictable, except that. A half cadence. There we go. Well, not a half cadence, but the poor violas in this piece. They don't get any say, do they? They're just playing the accompanimental part. Ugh. Or they're doubling the violins or the cellos. God, it sucks to be a violist, doesn't it? You never get to play the fun parts. Oh, I say that and then I'm just... Okay, well. I mean, it's not a bad part. It's a pretty good part. Yeah, your basic Gardner variety, tonic, subdominant, Dominance, tonic. 5, 5, 5, 1. Stage it up a little bit. Woo! Okay, we are. Oh. Here we are. Diminished 7th chord. 6, 4. 5, 7. A flat. So we're in A flat major. Okay. 5, 5. Whoa. Minor. Okay. Okay. You know, with 5 instruments, there's a lot going on, isn't there? The cello's really high up there. It's a beautiful. That's a beautiful register of the cello. When you're getting to the treble clef, you know, it's got a huge range. The cello does. It's got like something like 3.5 octaves. It's a huge range for a string instrument, and every single part of that range is audible. We're at the A section again, A prime. I'm gonna guess. It sounds like it. Chunk, 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 chunk. Yep. Ooh! Ooh, that's a tertiary modulation. That's a... Whoa. Where are those from? Chromatic median, it sounded like. I always love those. I'm a sucker for those. They're so cool. Big silence. Uh-huh. Those silences are so Haydn-esque. Haydn liked to use silence to build anticipation. This is keeping my attention better than, yesterday's, the Opus 3. You have these sudden harmonic shifts. That throws me off. I don't expect them. And also the fact that it's moving a little bit more. It has a little bit more movement, more life. Just the dreadfully slow movements I can't stand. Unless there's really some gravitas to them. Like they sound profound. It's not just music. I want there to be some sort of some meaning to it. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So I was in B flat major. That was a nice movement. I liked it. Not my favorite, but well, it was entertaining. There's some nice moments in there for sure. I'm never going to complain about the writing. It's Beethoven. I mean, he knows what he's doing. Even at a young age, he definitely knows what he's doing. Okay, third movement. Is it going to be a scherzo or a minuet or something else? I'm going to say it's a minuet. That's my guess. Probably a minuet. Minuet, it'd be nice if it was in C minor. That's a hint, Beethoven. It'd be nice if it was in C minor or some minor key. We need something that's in minor. We definitely need some minor. That's what I feel is just missing, is like from the string trio of Opus 3, is my big problem with it was that it was lacking any minor movement at all. Of 6 movements, he had 6 opportunities to write something in minor. He never wrote anything in minor. It was all just major, and it was too much major. We need that dark contrast. And I mean, we're talking about the master of contrast, musical contrast here. This is Beethoven, of course. I mean, you have contrast in articulations, contrast in dynamics, contrast in tempi, contrast in, motivic development. Does that make sense? No, that doesn't make sense. But he contrasts everything. So I expect him to kind of shock us a little bit, but not too much. This is still early music of his. It's not until he starts going deaf that he really just doesn't give a shit anymore. And that's when things get really interesting. So around 1800 is when his heroic style really starts to come forth in his music. But we haven't gotten there yet. We still got 5 years to go. Okay, so my guess is a minuet. So of course that's gonna obviously mean it's gonna be in 3/4. That's my guess. It's a minuet in 3/4. It's going to be it's gonna be an E flat, isn't it? I hope it's not an E flat, but I would love it if it's in C minor. Let's see. Yep, minuet. Allegretto. Interesting placement of the tempo. I guess they had no other place. Okay, it is an E flat, of course. At least it looks like it's an E flat. You end on the dominant, and then you end on you end on C major chord at the very end. So I don't know. Let's listen. Very fast. I like it already. Ooh, nice little imitative. Oh, I love those syncopations. Love that little chromatic descent. That was very nice. Oh, this is trio number 1. Interesting. It's going to write multiple trios. My issue, I have to stop it right here. Just pause just a momentary. So the first violin, and only the first violin, what I'm noticing is they play the first eighth note just a skosh longer than the rest of them, and that kind of messes up whether we think of this, whether we hear it as a pickup or whether we hear it as like dum, or we hear it like on the downbeat. So I think if I had one comment or critique to tell the first violinist is to play all the eighth notes evenly. They're not playing the first eighth note evenly because everybody else is playing the first eighth note evenly of this little, dum. It just makes it feel like it's an incomplete measure. Anyway, that's just a small little performance critique. Just to clarify the rhythm. Dum. I love that little motive though. It's funny, they speed up the tempo. Trio 2. A flat, so in the subdominant. Nice chromaticism going on right there. Da, 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 da. Very nice. Like it. Whoa. Huh. What the I did not expect him to do that. That was really weird. Oh, you little cheeky bastard. He couldn't be bothered to write a proper ending. He just... No. He does that a lot. Even Haydn does that. He'll just be like, they're just jumping back into do it. Still love that. Oh, that was fun. I like that. That was probably the best movement so far. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was lively. That was really well written. Oh, great use of contrary motion right here. I mean, just to show you, both violins are going up, and you've got all three instruments are going down, and that really it gives it an expansive kind of sound to it, and even does it right here too. Da, 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 da. I mean, so he wasn't just a pianist; he was a composer, right? So that's what I like to say is like Beethoven was a composer's composer, and what I mean by that is that he was writing for the nerd, really. He was doing things, he was doing things very conventionally, how do you explain this? Like he's not overly technical, but he definitely once you analyze his music, like no notes can be like exchanged for any other note. Like it has to be that note at that moment. Like if you look at a piece of Mozart, you could you could change around accompanimental patterns, for example. In Beethoven, you could do that a little bit, but not as easily. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so we got a finale. So the finale is probably gonna be fast. It'd be nice if it was a rondo. I mean, that would be what I would normally expect. So, is it gonna be a rondo or a sonata form? It's gonna be an E flat major. That's a given. I'm gonna guess a. I'm gonna guess a presto. Oh, we just had a fast movement. I'm gonna guess an allegro. An allegro rondo. An allegro rondo in E flat major. Time signature being. Well, we had something in 6/8. I'm gonna guess 2/4. That's my guess. An allegro rondo E flat major in 2/4. Let's see if I'm right. Ooh, I was right in 2/4. It's presto. I don't know if it's a rondo yet, but let's. It could be. It's beginning on a pickup. Okay. Okay, this looks fun already. I'm already seeing the syncopation. Well, that's not syncopation. Never mind. The offbeats. Oh, this looks fun already. Oh yeah. This is so fun. That's what I expect. Okay, I think it's a rondo. Yeah. Pretty sure it's a rondo. I love the accompaniment. It's so fun. Ooh, going to C minor. So another episode. We should continue that wave of minor. Okay, Okay, sounds like a modulating bridge. Ooh, I love it. Spicy. We're back. I love the accompaniment. Da 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 da. It's so fun. I love that. That was great. Uh-huh. Oh, he brings this back. Nice. There's the accompaniment there. You can kind of hear it a little bit. Oh, fantastic. Kind of interlocking those. What was it going to minor? Interlocking those 16ths. And then probably this, I feel like this is the last time we're going to hear this theme. The first violin, that's so funny. Ah, oh, bravo. Whoa, that was great. Oh, very well done. Guys, that sounded fun to play. Any string players out there that have played this piece before? Is this fun to play, or is this hard to play, or a little bit of both? Oh man, that was good. What an end. Yeah, finally we got a rondo for once. I've been like guessing rondos for quite a while, and finally we got a rondo. But my God, well, what a lively movement that was. What fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was great. I enjoyed that last movement. That was a very fulfilling piece of music right there. What do I have to say about it? It was, I don't know. I'm like speechless. It was a great piece of music. Overall, I think there was not really a weak movement. The second movement was just a little for me. But apart from that, the whole piece overall was definitely a worthy portfolio piece, I'd say. We still haven't really gotten any like extraordinary pieces of music yet, like nothing groundbreaking, so to speak. In terms of like, well, I mean, maybe a little bit of like Opus 1, the third one, the C minor one. But in general, Beethoven has been doing pretty good in writing, and he's been doing everything in major so far, except for like the piano sonatas. He wrote in F minor, the first one F minor. Because when Beethoven goes to minor, I think that's where his strengths are really. Minor seems to be his calling. Major is really good though. He writes really well. I mean, he writes good regardless. I mean, he's Beethoven, of course he's gonna be good. Wow, just he ends off with a bang. So there you go. Very nice. Instead, gosh, what was it? It was the Opus 3 where he ends off very timidly. He just kind of goes. He just peters it off. But I think one of the biggest surprises was like, where was it? In third movement, in the minuet, where yeah, right here. Okay, so in the second trio. And then 2 measures of nothing, and then he just jumps back right into it. He doesn't even bother completing the phrase. He just jumps right back into it. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to jump. You're supposed to finish the phrase, finish the cadence. Right? That's what I'm expecting. And then you can come back. You know. Yeah, you can slide. He's doing that on purpose. I know he's doing that on purpose. He's not being lazy. I'm saying that because it gives the perception of the composer being lazy. It's like, minuet. You know, it's a comical, it's like an intentional blunder, if that makes sense. It's a little mistake. It's a little intentional mistake, compositional mistake. And this is something that Haydn did. A very notable piece would be like his Capriccio in C major, his Rondo Capriccio in C major, where he would like just have mistake, like comical. It's like a comedy of errors, just mistake after mistake after mistake. And yeah, fantastic. All right, well that was the Opus 4 String Quintet in E-flat major, and that's going to conclude today's stream. Thank you all for watching, and for those who joined. I might be on Twitch. We'll see. That seems to be the platform for live streaming, apparently, as the kids have told me. So we'll see going forward if that's going to be the case, but I am planning on starting these streams at 9 on weekdays, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're up for that, tomorrow we're going to be doing Opus 5, which I believe is the violin, or no, it's the cello sonatas, right? Cello sonatas. I believe so. So Opus 5 being the cello sonatas, if I recall. It's either the cello or the violin. I'm pretty sure it's the cello. Anyway, join me tomorrow, and we will continue our musical journey through Beethoven's Opus numbers. Thank you all for watching. Get on out of here. Have a good rest of your day.